David Price defeats Kamil Sokolowski on a 6-round points decision. Where do I start with Pricey? You know I enjoy watching him fight. A lot of you guys enjoy watching him fight. And from the reaction that I saw from the majority of people who are watching this fight, they thought that Pricey looked worse than ever, that it was a terrible performance, that he looked shaky. At points it looked like he might get himself in trouble, etc. I have to differ with that narrative slightly. To me, I actually saw improvements in David Price. I thought he wasn't as stiff as he has been before. He was a bit more fluid. He was lighter for this fight than he's been for a while. I thought his jab, for the most part, was better than I've seen it before. I thought his defense was more confident. He was wrapping Sokolowski up quite confidently at times. So I saw improvements in there from David Price. But at the same time, I did see vulnerabilities. He struggled actually with his accuracy in terms of his power punches against Sokolowski. Sokolowski was using his feet as defense and also a high guard. So he wasn't able to connect with that many power shots on Sokolowski. Sokolowski, even though he's a journeyman, I think he's got like 11 losses, less than 10 wins. He's quite wily in there. He is better than his record on paper suggests, Sokolowski. He's quite wily, he's quite crafty. He knows when to attack and when to back off and whatever. He's still very limited, Sokolowski, but still he has some kind of ring smarts about him. And that made it difficult for Price to land his power shots. Also, because we've seen Price get stopped so many times, whenever he was under pressure in the fight, I was wondering, whether this is going to be disaster for Pricey again. But as the fight progressed, I don't know how much notice Sokolowski had, but as the fight progressed, he was getting more and more tired. Well, as most fighters do, but the point I'm making is Price, by the end of the fight, didn't seem anywhere near as tired as Sokolowski. Obviously, Sokolowski was the one making most of the effort. Price was wrapping him up. When you got a 6'8", 250-pound man clinching you, that's going to take some steam out of you. But yeah, Sokolowski took Price's punches, no problem. There was a couple times Pricey looked a bit shaky to be when he got caught with a couple shots, but he didn't really crumble mentally. He didn't really feel sorry for himself too much in this fight. He has to have a certain amount of confidence against this level of opposition at the end of the day. The people that he's lost to have all been world ranked, I think. Christian Hammer, I believe, had some kind of world ranking. Tony Thompson, obviously. And same with Erkan Tepa. So someone like Sokolowski, a journeyman with a journeyman record, not world ranked, in a 6-rounder, you have to expect Price to have more confidence against someone like that than the guys he's lost to. And he did. To me, Price looked far more confident in this fight than he was when he fought Christian Hammer in his last fight. So yeah, I saw improvements, but I did see also vulnerabilities. It was what it was. I look forward to seeing David Price in another competitive fight. This fight was competitive, and just to close out, a lot of people were not happy with the referee's score, because this fight, there wasn't 3 judges. It was just the referee in old traditional fashion, old British traditional fashion. It was only the referee scoring this fight. The referee, I think, gave every round to David Price. Correct me if I'm wrong. That did not sit well with a lot of people. They felt like Sokolowski won at least a couple rounds, 1 or 2 rounds minimum. And this was pretty much a pro David Price crowd. When the decision was read out, when the score was read out, they booed. You actually heard boos when that score was read out. So they feel like Sokolowski didn't get the credit that he deserved. I don't know whether they were booing the decision, whether they actually thought Sokolowski won, or whether it was just the score. I think it was the score. Again, me personally, I felt like Sokolowski at least won 1 or 2 rounds. So I get, he can feel hard done by in this situation. So anyway, let me know what you felt in the comment section below. Maybe you totally disagree with me. Maybe you think Pricey didn't show an improved jab. I know he was pulling with it at times, but from what I saw, he was also quite sharp with it. And he looked less robotic. But maybe you disagree with all that. Maybe you think he looked more robotic than ever. Jab was worse than ever. Defense was worse than ever. Maybe that's how you feel. That's not how I feel, but hey, we all have a different set of eyes and a different opinion a lot of the time. So let me know how you felt in the comment section below. And also, where do you want to see David Price go from here? Who should he fight next? Will he get the opportunity to fight Tyson Fury? If he does get the opportunity, of course he has to take it because it's a payday and he's still a man with a big punch. You know, if you can get lucky and land a big shot on Fury's chin, especially if Fury is coming back from a very long layoff and being very overweight. So of course, Price would have to take that fight. He would be crazy to not take that fight if it was offered to him against Tyson Fury. So, but with that out the way, with that potentially not happening and Fury going in a different direction, who should David Price fight? What should he aim at? Should he go for the British title, which is Sam Sexton, the guy he's already knocked out? Even the domestic scene is quite dangerous at the moment. You've got the likes of Joe Joyce. You've got Daniel Dubois. You know, you got Nathan Gorman. Should Pricey be aiming to fight these guys? You let me know what you think, people. It's happening. I'm out.